to Japan, to China as part of the SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. And the reason I say it's important and successful is today the world is a very disruptive place. It's a very unpredictable place. And it's unfortunate that the India-US relationship, which took almost 2.5 decades to reach a stage where it developed into a strategic partnership, for no fault of India's, but the kind of language being used by senior government officials in the United States, the rhetoric, and then the policy imposing a 50% tariff on Indian goods, which includes a 25% penalty, has not gone down well. And this clearly means that India is being singled out, that there is some kind of attempt by certain elements to weaken the Indo-US strategic partnership. In that context, I think what is very clear is that the world is no longer a unipolar world. The world is also a multipolar world. It's not that the US controls all the power and the power is all concentrated in one country. It's multipolar. And many countries in the world want to trade with India, want to do business with India. And therefore, the Prime Minister's visit to Japan, where we have already, before target, before the date that we set, we've already received almost $35 billion of investments from Japan. That target has now been doubled to $68 billion. So I'm very confident that if America wants to unravel, weaken decades of a strategic partnership between India and the US, India has no dearth of investors who would want to come into India. Japan is one country. We've signed a EFTA agreement with Norway and other European countries. A country like Norway controls the world's largest sovereign fund, $1 trillion fund. They have committed to invest almost $100 billion into India in the next 15 years. So there's no dearth of countries, investors that want to invest in India, that want to help grow India's economy and benefit from India's economy. So my message to countries, especially the United States, will be, don't try and unravel what many generations have worked to build into a strategic partnership.
Yes, and so one more thing, there are some people in our country and out of country also who said that India is dead economy. But when our GDP number has released, it's increased by 7.8%.
See, I think firstly, people who call India's economy dead, if a foreigner calls India's economy dead, they may have a vested interest in saying it. They may think that they can put pressure on India, but India will not buckle under any pressure. When an Indian says that India's economy is dead, it clearly means either that they hate India or that they have no idea about ground realities. They don't understand economics. And I don't think these kind of statements warrant any reply. The fact that we are one of the fastest growing economies in the world, we are the 4th largest economy, we are moving towards becoming the world's 3rd largest economy. Our GDP growth figures are at 7.8%, which is very, very high and impressive. Shows the resilience, the hard-working spirit of the Indian people. And I think such people who make such statements, if a foreigner makes a statement, I can understand they're disconnected, they're thousands of miles away from India. When Indians make that statement, my only message to them would be, please go on the ground, go to a bazaar, see how things are moving. There's a hustle and bustle happening in the Indian economy. Read, learn economics 101, and then those people will understand that the Indian economy is strong, its foundations are very strong.
So, in last 2-3 days, all the pictures which were coming from the SCO summit are really very interesting with PM Modi, Mr. Putin and Xi Jinping. And yesterday, Shahbaz Sharif has done bilateral meeting, and he is to Mr. Putin, like, you have really very great relationship with India, but we also want to create some relationship with you.
Look, see, firstly, Shahbaz Sharif or Pakistan is obviously not taken seriously now. The whole world knows that. Really, they have, people often say that their biggest export is terrorism. I mean, besides terrorism, to be fair to them, they export footballs. And there's nothing else that Pakistan has which is of any relevance to the rest of the world. Russia, no doubt, has been a true friend of India's. And the Russian-Indian relationship, again, goes back several decades from the time of India's independence. And therefore, I think India must continue to maintain strong ties with a country like Russia. As far as China goes, let us see how things move with that relationship. India would like to be friends with every country, especially countries on our border. We share 2 important borders with China in Arunachal Pradesh and Ladakh. It's very important that we maintain good ties with our neighbors. But let us see how that relationship progresses. I would hope that border disputes between China and India are settled amicably. I would hope that transboundary water issues between China and India are settled amicably. And more importantly, I would hope that China ceases to support terror groups emanating from Pakistan whose sole objective is to hurt India and attack India.
So one last question. I just want to congratulate you finally that Maratha protest has done from the Mumbai. What do you see into this?
Look, my personal view is I have a personal view on reservation. I don't wish to express that because I'm speaking on behalf of my party as well. But as far as my party goes, as far as my party's leader Eknath Shinde goes, we are very clear that we believe, whether it's the Maratha community, whether it's the OBC community, we believe that they should be uplifted, they should be given affirmative action. And in that sense, I have no doubt that the government led by Devendra Fadnavis ji now, and which was earlier led by Eknath Shinde ji, will give justice to all people. As a Mumbaikar, I think we have to now set certain SOPs, put SOPs in place, certain standard operating procedures, because Mumbai is a city where the core religion or caste is hard work. And we have people cutting across religions living here, cutting across castes living here. We have Kunbis, Marathas, OBCs, SCs, all communities work together and everyone melts into one when we live in Mumbai, when we commute by public transport, by trains, when we go to offices. So I think now we have to be careful that in a city like Mumbai, especially in the economic and political nerve center, which is the South Mumbai area, where you have the headquarters of the Maharashtra government Mantralaya, you have the Vidhan Sabha there, you have the DGP's of the Maharashtra's office there, you have the police commissioner's office, the law and order hub is in South Mumbai, the Mumbai municipality, which is one of the largest municipalities in the country, is based in South Mumbai. You have the private sector's economic nerve center in South Mumbai, which was lost to some extent to BKC. It's coming back now. So we must set up certain standard operating procedures to ensure that people have a right to protest. I support everyone's right to protest. That's a constitutional right. But protests have to be cannot be unruly. They have to be in an orderly manner. They have to be with police permissions, and they have to be designated into a certain area. You can't have people spilling onto the streets, disturbing Mumbaikars, average Mumbaikars, ordinary Mumbaikars who commute to work by public transportation and want their job to function, restaurants to function, which employ thousands of people. So these are things which I would urge the government to set certain standard operating procedures so that in future, when there are large protests, they are not done in an unruly manner, but in an orderly fashion.
VK News, Rashtra ke Naam.